Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Woman Crush Wednesday show, 7 p.m. It is Wednesday, and we are the ATeam. I'm a member, and that one right there, over there, somewhere, is
Hi,
Amanda, my co-host. How you doing today, Amanda?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, couldn't be better. Another week, another day. I know that we've had a lot of breaking news happening in the United States, and thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved. That's what I'm going to say about
Absolutely.
that.
Yes,
More
absolutely.
importantly, there's been some rumors going around in the UFL universe, and
hmm
I've been seeing stuff going on in the NFL universe. And we've got an amazing special guest for you guys this week. Who's it going to be, Amanda?
Mm-hmm. Miss Dede McCarron, who a lot of you know is the amazing AJ McCarron's mother. So she'll be joining us here in a few minutes. But in the meantime, I wanted to say I went to a luncheon today and for football, Mizzou football specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this gentleman. His name is Mark Redburn. He is actually the coach of the women's softball team for SEMO. And amazing man, very amazing man. And I am excited because our show could be doing some amazing things with him and his team. So shout out to him.
Looking
It was a
forward to
pleasure
it.
talking with him today. But with that being said, our special guest is here and I cannot wait. So, like I said, as you all know, AJ McCarron was the quarterback of the St. Louis Battlehawks. He is a huge role model. In fact, I can't wait for her to talk about this as well. But without further ado, let me bring on Miss Dede McCarron now. Hi, Dede.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank y'all for having me.
No, thank you for taking the time out and joining us. I
Of
know that
course.
you're a busy person, and we truly do appreciate the honor and privilege of being able to spend a little bit of time with you.
No, the honor's all mine. I thank y'all for asking me. It's good to see my friend. I haven't seen that face.
Yes.
I'll miss Amanda.
No, I miss you so much. And you cut your hair. I love it.
I did. I got it all cut off. Look at that.
Oh,
See,
I
it's
absolutely
funny.
love it.
Dede, you've actually met me, but you may not remember me without the mask on.
I was going to say, were you in a costume?
Yes, that was her.
Yeah, was it the Roughnecks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good to see you again.
It's good to
How
see
is
you.
the family?
I'm sorry, say again.
How is the family doing?
Everybody is great. Trip and Cash, AJ's oldest two, had their first flag football game last night for this season. So we were at that. That's going to be every week for the next few weeks. So we're having fun with it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Dede, I want to ask you. I had the pleasure of talking with you and meeting with you when AJ was playing this last season, and I want to ask you. You kind of shared a moment with me that something happened with AJ when he was younger, and that really then in turn kind of put life into perspective for you and for your family. Do you mind sharing that a little bit with us?
Rather.
No. We don't have to. We don't have to.
It's been an emotional week. I lost one of my best friends Monday night. So it's been a crazy week. But no, I don't mind at all because I think that explains a lot of his drive and my reactions to negative talk about him to people.
Mm-hmm.
But he was on a jet ski with his dad and cousin when he was 4 going on 5 years old. And was it 5, 4, 5? We'll say 5 just for argument's sake, 5 years old. And he hit a pier and crushed the left side of his face in. So his whole orbit bone was crushed. He actually has metal plates. He has 6 metal plates in his face where they had to rebuild it. They had to remove cartilage from behind his ear to support his eye because there was nothing to support the eye. He was cut from ear to ear across the top of his head. The way the doctor described it, they peeled his face off to rebuild it, put the skin back up. He had 58 staples across the top of his head. When the wreck first happened was on a Sunday afternoon. When I got there, they told me gave me a grief counseling card and said, if he lives through the night, we doubt he'll live through the night, but if he does live through the night, he's going to be a vegetable. He'll never be the kid you knew him to be. This is, who you need to call. And so that was a Sunday night. So he lived through Monday. So they said he's definitely got brain damage, and we know he's lost vision in the left eye. We just don't know to the extent. By Tuesday, they had done the CTs and MRIs and ruled out any brain damage, although I'd say that's debatable because his teenage years, I think he had something. But his eye, Wednesday morning, he went for further tests. His eye was 100% clear. They performed a 4 or 5 hour surgery Wednesday afternoon, and we were discharged from the hospital Friday afternoon after that. And he had the staples in his head, but he shouldn't have been here. It was a miracle for him to be here. And I think that's why he strives so hard to do things and try to be a positive example, for people, because he knows that God had a purpose for him being on this earth. So that's the way our family kind of views things. We're Christians, and our faith is based on God and knowing that there's a reason behind everything. And if it's not always our timing, it's God's timing. Mm-hmm. And his timing's always on time. So that's his background and why I think he's a little bit passionate, and he has a lot of empathy for kids that have been through or maybe have a little bit difference from other people, because he was ridiculed in school because of his staples and his scar. And even to this day, above each ear for about 2-3 inches, the hair still doesn't grow back. So people have, over the years, not knowing about his accident, have thought he got a line shaved in his head on purpose, saying he was number 1. And we're like, yeah, no, that's not that. So that's about that story.
Yeah, well, that's so special, though.
It explains the cute difference between the eyes. And I know that a lot of young women just go absolutely crazy about that cute face.
He does have a pretty face. But yeah, no, if you look, the left eye is a little different from the accident.
Yeah.
Speaking of different, I've noticed that since his time with Mr. Saban, he has grown into some ink.
Well, he actually got that ink while he was with Coach. And it was funny because my younger son, Corey, got a tattoo on his back, and AJ was like, I'm not getting a tattoo. That's not blah, 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 blah. And the next thing I know, he comes home and he's got the chest done. And I was like, oh, okay. Might not have went that much to start with, but he loves it. And, he's never given me a lot of problems, neither him nor Corey. And if they wanted to express themselves as adults with getting some ink, I'm totally supporting it. I think it's totally.
It seems to have spread. We've noticed it in the Bengals uniform. I got to tell you, my son's a huge Bengals.
So I don't think I'm trying to think if he's gotten anything since he's left. I don't think he's gotten anything since he left, to be honest with you. No, I don't think he has. His arms and all. I think maybe this jerseys might have been longer or something at Bama. I'm not sure, but him and Corey both have had pretty much their same ink since being in college.
Good.
Well, speaking of Bama, I want to ask you, what was that like for you as a mom, having AJ come to you and say, I want to play football, but not only just play football, be a quarterback, which is a big responsibility and a big part of the team. How did you receive that, and what advice did you give him?
Well, him and my son Corey, they both played 3 sports in high school. So it was football, baseball, basketball. And AJ had offers and football and baseball from D1 schools, and I think a couple of offers from smaller schools in basketball, which basketball is actually one of his favorite sports. He loves basketball. That's his favorite sport. And he wasn't sure at first, honestly, where he was going to go. He was looking at, he's a huge Miami fan. He grew up a Miami fan. Corey was a Notre Dame fan. We were Alabama fans. So it was just a crazy household in that regard. But his dad, my ex-husband, actually told him, said, AJ, it's great wherever you want to go to school. He was thinking of, going up north to, or Miami. And they said, but if you want to come back and live in the state of Alabama, you need to realize that, this fan base will embrace you. If you give your all to them, they'll give their all back. So he ended up making that decision to go to Bama. And I felt like it was the right decision as far as, I wanted him to stay close. I apologize if y'all hear my puppies. They're like people, my husband's cutting grass out there. So they're just like barking. But I felt like it was the best decision for him. I felt like loved the program, absolutely loved Coach Saban. Had Coach Saban not been there, I don't know if he would have went there, to be honest with you. But we would have rocked wherever our children went. So, but yeah, no, it was good. I mean, just telling me. But he knew coming in high school that there was a lot of pressure. I mean, he went to a nice, decent sized, good high school here in Mobile, and they had won the first state championship with him. And so he knew that pressure and expectations, but no one's going to put more pressure on him than he does himself. There's nothing anybody can say and critique about his performance that he hasn't already beat himself up or thought about, or, I could have made a different read on that, or whatever it may be, and if there was a mistake to be made. So he's been that way since he was little. He had that drive and determination, and he would get so angry playing t-ball if kids were digging in the dirt and not paying attention. I mean, it was just, if you're out there for sports, you're out there for sports. You focus on that, and there's no playing around. So he's been that competitor since he was born. He was born an old soul, I said, and very competitive spirit. Corey's the same way. So they both, I kind of knew that they were going to march to the beat of their own drummer, and it was a good tune. It wasn't leading them down a wrong path. So I was fully supportive in all their decisions they've done.
That's awesome, man. Speaking of the younger brother, Corey, I know he doesn't get as much praise as older brother does, but he was a pretty utilitarian football player. I mean, tight end, fullback, special teams. He ended up at what, MTSU, right?
Yeah, he graduated and went to Middle Tennessee to play a little bit. I think he probably would have wanted to have that opportunity to go in the NFL. But again, God has a plan, and he has the most wonderful wife. I have two most beautiful grandchildren from him. I have a boy and a girl, my only girl, a princess, Emery Faye. So, and he makes me so proud every day. They both do. But Corey busts his butt every day to be not only a good father and a good husband and a good provider, but to be a good citizen in the world and give back. And so, he's doing great. I don't think he would change anything that's happened if he could.
That's amazing. How do you handle the differences in their lives and their choices as a mom? I know supportive. I get that. I understand that. But what are some of the challenges that you might face that we don't see in the everyday behind the scenes?
I think probably honestly, I think it's worked out pretty good. Now, had Corey's children been a little older to where, like his son MJ was playing t-ball or something, and they had weekend games, and let's say AJ was still playing, then you would have that diversion to go to, right? But Corey, I luckily did not have to face any of that because their children were younger and were not playing in a sports thing, because my mission is to be at every game my grandchildren play in. And Corey was the main one, the first one to support his brother. So he would be at a game anytime he could as well. So I luckily, knock on wood, didn't have to face that and haven't had to. So I think we're okay for now.
Nice.
But it is hard. It's a balancing act, right? I mean, for all moms, right? And whether you're single or married, and we working or stay at home working, because God knows that's even more of a job. But whatever the demands are, I think we as women never feel like we have enough of us to give, and you want to give more, no matter if you're giving 1,000% and you're up 20 hours a day. You're up 22 hours a day. You still go to bed. I know I do. I question, did I do everything I needed to do? And I feel guilty. No, I didn't. I could have done this. I could have done that, And so I think us as moms, it's never enough. And we always beat ourselves up and question our, actions for the day. Did we give especially when you have more than one child, did you give the child the right things? Did you do this for this one too? Do they feel slighted? I mean, it's just hard. And especially in today's world, it's hard raising kids. I'm so worried for my grandchildren, because these crazy idiots running this world right now. They're everywhere.
I wanted to ask you, speaking of that, how do you deal with public scrutiny and criticism when things are said about your children and their performance in general as a mom?
In my head, I plot deaths, but publicly, you have to not say anything, right? But we live in a society right now where someone can get on a keyboard and say whatever they want to say. And when I tell you, I have had messages sent to me personally, like after AJ has played, not just like a public post, but I'm talking sent messages saying, you know, he plays awful. I hope he gets cancer. I hope he breaks his leg. You know, just vile things. And that was a learning curve for me. Over the years of hearing the negative talk that you have to learn just to get the thick skin and let it roll off your back. And AJ and Corey were the first ones to say anything said about them didn't bother them. It bothered, again, like I literally would lay awake and I'm thinking, okay, who's their grandmother? Who's their aunts? Because I was taking everybody out in my head when I wanted to. You know, you talked about my baby, but you can't even respond. And and it's funny because a lot of them, when you pull up, like because they post, right, and it's a picture and it says, you know, God fearing. I'm like, you were not God fearing. You're just literally sent the most vile thing to the mother of a player for, you know, nothing about this person personally. You didn't agree with a read or a throw or a performance one day. And at the same time, you don't know he's playing with, you know, broken ribs or whatever could be going on. That all of these athletes, I mean, no athlete goes out there and goes, you know what, I think I'm going to throw an interception today. Or I think I'm going to miss a block and I'm going to fall down on a run. I'm going to read the route wrong. No one, they get up and they bust their butts, not only for themselves and the coaches, but also for the fans. And, you know, everybody on every team AJ's ever been on and the relationships we have had with those players, I can tell you there's not been one lazy, worthless player that I can name on any team that I met that did not try their all the time. And so that's where it is hard hearing that, because, you know, the easy thing to do would be to go back at them, especially some of them, because I want to tell them you fell out of the ugly tree and you hit not only the branch of that tree, you went through the whole damn forest because you hit every other. But, you know, you can't. So you just have to say, I usually respond with, bless your heart. That's my thing now. Oh, bless your heart. And that's
the go-to. Definitely the go-to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to say, you're stuck on stupid and dangling from dumb.
I'm so borrowing that one. I'm going to use that for sure. For sure.
So will you tell us about AJ's camp?
Yeah.
Will you please tell us about that and how amazing that is? And can I just say, before you talk about this, the video of that sweet boy. As a mother of a child with special needs, yet again, I will say it again, when I brought this up, and that's partially how you and I kind of connected too, was because I had heard about AJ's camp and I really wanted my son Blake to be involved in this camp. And I was apprehensive due to the fact that I didn't know if special needs children could do this and for other medical necessities that Blake has. And when I brought it to your attention, Dede, I have to say, it's difficult coming from me, right? With saying this as a mother with my child with special needs, asking someone if it's okay if their child can be involved in something is really gut-wrenching.
Yes.
And so me being able to ask you that question, but you answering it with open arms about AJ's camp and how you welcome it and how great and how AJ will adjust to that child specifically meant a lot. So will you talk about his camp for us too?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
It was his 10th year this year. So he's puts on a free camp here in our hometown, Mobile. And we, register and let kids come as much as that, as many as we can take in with the insurance policies, because everything has a limit, right? But we get the kids in, everybody gets a t-shirt. AJ will go inside for like a question and answer and some air conditioning after being out in this Alabama heat. Every kid gets an autographed picture. He'll also sign whatever, their footballs and cleats. And we signed crazy stuff this year, but whatever they want him to sign, he'll sign. And we sit there and stay the whole time until everybody gets something signed for them. But it was about probably 4 or 5, maybe 5, 6 years ago. I can't remember. I think Noah was one of our first ones, sweet Noah. But they asked, hey, it started, I think, with siblings were coming and they had a brother that had disability and asked if we'd come. And we were like, absolutely. come to your, the mother or the father could go on the field, and we were like, yeah, just let them go to each station, because there's different stations that we rotate through, and just do what you can do. If they don't want to do anything, we have a tent. They can come sit under the tent. We have assistant coaches. We let they go out there and sit by AJ and hand him the ball, because he throws a pass to every kid at the camp. The special needs kids, if they can't run, we adjust. We've wheeled them out there in wheelchairs. We've picked them up, carried them, sat them down. If he has to throw the ball to them 25, 30, whatever it takes until they catch it, we'll throw it, and the throws are adjusted based off of their ability to catch, to try to make sure no one gets injured or anything. And then, as you've seen at the end, we try to teach the other children who are out there that are fortunate enough that they don't have maybe a physical disability that is obvious, that we can see, to teach them to be empathetic and to understand and to give back and appreciate the other children in this world that might not be as fortunate as far as their abilities. So we do that was the touchdown run. So any kid that has a disability, we will line them up and let them score a touchdown against a high school defense team. So, and that Jacob was on a walker, and he was so funny. He said, I am not doing the walker. And I grew up with his grandmother, and his grandmother brought him, and she was like, this kid, he's so stubborn. And I was like, well, is it okay? She goes, yeah, if he wants to try it, let him do it. But what you didn't hear on the video that was hysterical is AJ, lines up at quarterback to hand the ball off, and Jacob gets up there and he goes, down, set. And AJ went, whoa, Jacob, you can't be quarterback and run the ball. He was like, can I at least play a little bit? And Jacob was like, no, down, set. And then AJ was like, you're going to run the ball, get over here. So it was just so funny, though, the interaction they had with it. But yeah, it's amazing. The smiles and the I don't want to cry about it, but for the reactions for the parents or grandparents or whoever brought them to come up and say, this is something they'll never forget. And we have people that come, we've had people that's been coming for 10 years and their child still remembers that first year. So it's just something, a simple, easy way to give back. We try to be inclusive for everybody. And I tell the parents, even if they can stay 10 minutes, come stay 10 minutes. We'll make sure they get a shirt or whatever. We'll do whatever they want to do. If they need to do their passing first, and then they can sit under the tent, they can go in the air condition, whatever they need to do. We just want all children to feel like they can be included and they can be involved to some extent. And there shouldn't be any reason that shouldn't be able to happen at all camps.
Right. Loved it. Amber, go ahead.
So where can people find information for AJ's camp?
We do it every year in July in Mobile, and he will post it on his Facebook page. So I think your registration usually starts about June-ish, so, and it can fill up pretty quick. But we always, AJ will say on there, if you have special needs, he'll post like my email or something on there, and you can email me and say, hey, you want to bring this child, and we'll make sure we get them in. We're never going to tell somebody no, especially a special needs child. So if anybody wants to come down to Mobile, or you're in Mobile and you're watching this and you want to come be a part of it, I'm on Facebook. AJ's fan page is on Facebook. Let us know. We would love to team up with schools and things that maybe have larger groups of children with special needs, and maybe even try to, what I would love to do is do something like maybe a different day, or that day later in the afternoon, where you can just focus on those children alone. And if we need to move it in the gym, we move it in the gym, so they're in the air condition. I would love to grow this aspect of the camp, and that's something AJ's interested in too.
Awesome.
So I want to ask you, what is it like to see AJ and your other son become role models to young kids? What does that mean to you? Obviously, they have boys and a daughter as well. Like, what does that mean to you? You raised them. So what does that mean to you?
Tony, their father, and I divorced when they were younger. But I think as far as co-parenting, he and I, did a pretty good job. I think we both are on the same page in regards to respect, discipline. We're big into, elders, and especially the defenseless, right? Children, elderly, and animals. You take care. You don't abuse. You don't do anything ugly to them. So I think we're very blessed in the sense that all the mistakes we have made in our lives, AJ and Corey have been able to learn from, and they have turned out to be. I'm going to pop you.
I'm sorry. I know how to get you.
They have turned out to be wonderfully respectful.
They're better than men. They're my greatest.
Dede, I'll tell you, as a mom, it definitely busts the heart at the seams to see them when they do something great, and you're like, yeah, I had a little bit to do with that.
Well, I want to toot your own horn for just a minute, because I have to say, when I met you and then I saw you, even when it was away games, you were always there cheering them on.
Yeah.
And I remember just you and Catherine, and you guys were standing up cheering and getting really excited and just, but there's a look, and I know what you're talking about. It's that mom look, that when you look at your child and you're like, yeah, like, I got you, you got me, we're in this together. Like, that look I saw with you and AJ, when AJ went up to you, it was the home opener, and you were standing there on the sidelines with your blue jersey on. I'll never forget it. And you were standing there with your, was it? Yes, your blue jersey on with the 10. And you were standing there and you were talking with him. And he was so, it was like he was tuning out everything around him. He was focused on solely you. And that partnership that you, that relationship that you have with your son, Dede, I have to tell you, is so undeniable. It's so beautiful. It's so special. And to me, as a mom too, looking at your relationship with your son, I mean, it speaks volumes. So, and I look up to you for that. I think about you often for that. And with you going through what you went through with AJ when he was younger, obviously you and I have talked with several things that I have gone through on my end.
Right.
Just the support that you have given me, even through all of this time, with saying stay strong and don't ever downplay yourself, Dede, ever. You do so much for so many people. It is unbelievable. And there was another passing in the family too, when there was a game, and you were out there still standing there for AJ, and you were like, no matter what, I'm here for him. I'm focused on this. I just don't want to talk about it because I don't want to cry. That's what you said. Yeah. I'll never forget it. So, like, I just want to know, as a mom, like, you have to put that wall up at some point and say, I have to be strong. What is it in your core that's telling you, I have to be strong for my children? I have to do this for them.
I think it comes from my upbringing, and then being a single mom for so many years and struggling. I mean, we were poor. I mean, it was, I was broke raising them, and their dad was broke raising them. And so, I mean, you had not one broke parent, but two broke parents. I mean, so we, and AJ jokes about it. Him and Corey was like, hey, I came home I was living in a trailer. Corey came home from the hospital at birth, and, in a single wide. We weren't even a double wide. We were just in a single wide trailer. So, we joke about that, but, it's just that perseverance, and you have to dig through. And again, I think it comes from, it's something with us women. There's always the question of, did we do enough? Have we done enough? And you just can't quit. I mean, I think that's a lot with women. And, no matter what, I was fortunate that their dad was wonderful with them and stayed in their lives. But there's a lot of my friends who have not had that luxury. My best friend in the world, her baby daddy, she raised a wonderful son, and gone to college. I mean, she did everything on her own. Kirsten, she's probably listening, but I mean, I'm so proud of her. But I mean, the quit wasn't there. That wasn't the opportunity. That's not even a road you can go down. The road was closed, because you have to do what you have to do for your kids. And not that men don't do that, because there's tons of men out there that do. But I think when you have your babies, the majority of us, when we have our babies, that's just, I mean, you literally go mama bear. I would have no problem dying for my children. I mean, and it'd be like if the God said, hey, choose, oh, no, hey, there's not even a blink of an eye. You leave them, take me. I'm totally good with that. And, grandchildren, it's the same way. It's even better. Grandchildren are way better than kids, let me tell y'all. So, I mean, it's just a love. Like, I don't think there is another love like a mother's love. And having lost my mom, I think about her all the time, and the sacrifices and things that she did. And I I hope that my boys can look back and say, no matter what, I hope they will know that their mom and their dad, and they're blessed now. They were adults, but we're blessed now with a wonderful stepfather, and Tony has a wonderful wife. They've got a great stepmom. And even as adults, I mean, they're still there. Craig and we call her Moo, but Craig and Moo are still there to support AJ and Corey and the grandkids too. So we're kind of blessed in that regard, thankfully. But it's just just the no quit. It wasn't an option, I guess. To answer your question, it wasn't an option. I didn't feel like I had an option. So you just have to keep going, and you have to do what you have to do to make sure your kids are going to have opportunities and things that you didn't.
Right. Well, someone wants to come on here real quick and say something.
What's up?
Hello, Miss Dede.
Hey, my friend. How are you?
Hey, listen, Miss Dede, I have to say this. Look, I've not been a big supporter of your son's. Your son, I did talk a lot of smack about him.
You did.
I did, but that last year that he played for us completely changed my tune for your son.
Thank you.
And it gave me a lot of respect for that man and the stuff that he has did. And I honestly, because see, I know this is their show, but he got hosed, and I would love to interview him and really get to the bottom of it and say, AJ, you got hosed, bro.
Ambushed,
hosed, but Dede, no.
Speaking of ambushed,
Hold on.
we're being ambushed right now.
Right, but
Are you kidding me?
Dede, I have to say
Holy
this.
Spurge.
Hold on. I appreciate you being there. I appreciate you helping me propose to this beautiful woman because you kept her distracted for me. I appreciate that. I love your family. You were a great role model, and you were talked very highly in our household by this woman right here daily. That's all I had to say. And I just wanted to apologize for being a butthead.
You could have said it in the comments. Go away.
You left the dark side and came to the light. It's okay.
Right. I did put it in the comments. Amanda just doesn't put my comments up. And Dede, I'll take care of her later for you for making you cry on the air.
Good seeing you. Tell him I said it was good seeing you.
I am so sorry I got
hyped. No, that's fine. I honestly was like, where is he? I figured he was going to be running around the corner.
People will do to you what you allow people to do, Amanda.
I know. We can't help it. She's just such a joy. But before we let you go, because I don't want to keep you all night, I just want to ask you, what is in the future for the McCarron family?
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, let's see. I have 19 Christmas trees up so far. They're not decorated, but I have 19 of them up. So this weekend, I hope to be putting up the rest. I've got about 10 more to go. So we've got that for me. So that's what's in my future, is getting ready for Christmas and Halloween, doing all that. And, AJ's coaching the boys in football, and then they'll basketball, and they're playing travel baseball. They won a World Series. AJ was a coach pitch for him for that. So he's enjoying that. I've got Corey, Emery Face, taking gymnastics and dance. And, she's just, the world needs to revolve around her, and I'm totally good with that. She's amazing. And MJ's growing like a weed. He's 3. He'll be starting in T-ball probably next year. And AJ and Catherine's youngest son is in school. He's the one that has he has autism also. He's talking and doing a lot more. So we're just everybody's staying busy. They have their real estate business, and Carly is my facial esthetician. She does all that amazing stuff. So everybody's just super busy. There's not enough hours in the day to do all we need to do, just like for you guys too. But we're just happy and blessed. And I want to say the fan base in St. Louis will always have a special place in our heart. Absolutely met so many wonderful, wonderful people. I hate the way it ended. I will keep my opinions to myself on that, but I will say that I will forever cheer for the St. Louis fans. You guys are my hearts, and I appreciate every one of you that supported my son and our family. And I hate that we didn't get the way to say goodbye like we would have wanted to, but just know that you are thought of highly by every member in our family. We love you. We love you all dearly.
We love you guys too. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Yes.
And you let AJ know that when it comes to interviews, ladies first. Spurge can wait. He hijacked us.
I will tell him. I will tell him that.
Thank you so
No,
much,
honestly,
Dede. I always
thank
love
you.
seeing you.
Love you guys. And Amanda, it was good seeing you again too.
So good to see you, doll. We'll talk soon.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to y'all later. Have a blessed.
Okay, bye.
She's so
so
much
sweet.
fun.
I just love her.
Oh, she gives me a toothache every time.
I
Like
just
my
love
cheeks hurt from her being so optimistic and happy, and she always puts me in a happy, smiling mood. I love it.
And I just want to say this real quick. You know, after what happened today, especially too, if just keep your opinions to yourself. If the negativity has got to stop. And I'm sorry, but do not send these players and their families disrespectful things through Messenger. Do not do it. If you wouldn't do it to your mom, then you shouldn't do it to someone else's mom.
It's that
all
part
about
right there.
respect, and respect is earned, and you don't just get it. So
I mean,
let's just.
I'm all about everyone's free speech as a veteran. You know, it's something I fought for. I don't have to like or even agree with what you have to say, but you know, you have every right to say it.
Yes. Dede, thank you for everybody. Just so he's aware, she set all those Christmas trees. I have a new
I'm
idea.
done. I can't with the Christmas trees. Drives me nuts every year. I'm trying. I am trying, but no. Nah, I mean, I understand people want to say things, but guys, have some intelligence and some decorum about what you say. At the end of the day, it is just a game. It's just a game.
The sun rises and falls every day the same way. The sun rises up and the sun rises down.
It's true, you know, and if you're that invested into something that doesn't feed you or finance you or be with you, then dude, go touch grass, go find a hobby, get a life.
Yeah.
You know, get a stupid little podcast that hardly anybody watches. Trust me, it's a great release. You get to say whatever you want.
It is. And so with that being said, let's get into it. I want to first congratulate TSU game, the very first game. Reggie Barlow went out with a first win as a coach for TSU. Congratulations to him for his first big win on the first game of the season. That was great. Also, St. Louis Slam, if you're not aware, has their own national day here in St. Louis. So September 1st is St. Louis Slam women's football team's national day. Yes, it is.
Hey, I think it's well deserved for a dynasty that is still around. It's amazing.
Also, St. Louis Slam is doing tryouts right now. The location, definitely go onto their page, but if you don't have it, it's 1201 Warson Road. And all of those dates are on there. The next one is October 5th.
You're going to go try out, right?
Huh?
You're going to go try out, right?
Girl, no. I need these limbs.
What?
I need these limbs.
And for anybody else that would like to be part of the Women's Football Association, you are welcome to check out the WLA and find out the closest team to you. I promise you, if you are willing to play, they're willing to put you in. Get out there. Be a professional football player, ladies.
And before we get into your UFL stuff, I want to say this real quick. I went on the UFL page the other day and was looking at the merch. Okay. That's 70% off. Okay. There's a lot of merch on there.
Good stuff.
That is very good stuff, but is not the stuff that they normally have on there. This stuff looked like the stuff that the coaches and the staff were wearing, things like that. They just look really nice. So please, yes. So please go on to ufl.com, check that out, and check the merch because they've got a lot of different stuff on there.
They do.
That I have not seen during the normal season. So definitely go check that out. And October 8th is coming up, which Rapoli has told us that he's hoping to have a big reveal on that date. Amber, with that being said, go ahead, take it away.
So, you know what I do, guys. I look and I look and I dig and I poke and prod and get all through there. I've got a couple of things that have happened. I don't know if y'all have seen it in the UFL universe, but there have been job postings that have come up for ticket sales associates, right? I've noticed manager team marketing, manager, director of digital marketing. I've seen senior manager partnerships, accounts, executive ticket sales, and it's amazing. I'm seeing things and I'm noticing the locations.
Okay.
Locations such as St. Louis, such as Birmingham, such as Houston, such as Arlington and DC and Columbus. One of the locations I've not noticed, Michigan. I've not noticed Memphis. I've not noticed San Antonio. I don't know what this means, folks, but we do know that Columbus, Ohio is in the books. It's done. It's a done deal. Is Michigan going to be the team to move? Is it Memphis? I don't think it's going to be San Antonio because they've got a pretty good revenue stream going. I don't know if the locations are going to change. None of that's been announced. But my wheels are grinding hard, and I'm noticing that Houston, Texas is there. Does that mean that we get one last season here in Houston? Is this going to be the make or break for us? We've been fighting left, right, and center every year. Maybe it'll change venues. Who knows? I'm looking forward to how these positions are filled. I'm looking forward to how Mr. Rapoli addresses these, as well as other announcements in the near future. And in the meantime, I did hear through social media that the Michigan season ticket holders got their deposits back.
Interesting.
I'm seeing some of the season ticket holders. Anybody out there in Michigan land want to reach out to me to either confirm or deny y'all's season ticket deposits being returned? Please, please, please let me know. I have seen a couple of posts in social media, but that's as far as it's gotten. However, the only reason I took notice to it was because I was like, great. Is Houston next to get their deposits refunded? Because I'm a season ticket holder, right? I was waiting for that call, didn't get that call, and instead saw a posting for an accounts representative.
I'm thinking it's a location issue in Michigan, meaning where they were playing, it was too much money. There's nowhere else to move them to. We all knew the whole Memphis situation. We knew that with Memphis.
Right.
I could see that. I could see that.
This is where my wheels are grinding. Again, this is all editorial, my opinions. Please do not think that the UFL's released anything. Don't think Rapoli's released anything. I'm just telling you what I see and how I'm viewing it. in the grand scheme of things, I think that Michigan's going to move to Columbus. I think that the Roughnecks are going to switch venues just because, again, pricing,
Mhm.
the capacity, they need something smaller that they can make a better profit off of.
Mhm.
I think Rapoli issuing the challenge to Birmingham was a great idea because it definitely put some fire under some of the other teams. I'm looking forward to the 2026 season. I really am. And I'm looking to see if and when announcements are made, how accurate I am. What are your thoughts, Amanda?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that's what is going to happen. I wouldn't be a bit surprised at all. But I still go back to timing. Timing is everything.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I understand with Memphis because of, everything that had occurred with Memphis, with the FedEx and everything. But I just feel like every team truly deserves a second chance because I don't feel that they were given what they deserved in years past.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I understand with market changes. I get that. But let's really dissect it when it comes to these market changes, right? Would Memphis have really succeeded if the times of the games would have been changed? Would certain places changed had marketing been better and more consistent throughout? My one frustration is that I know in the world of business, it's always hush hush until there's confirmed signed dotted line, confirmation, not getting hopes up, things like that. I'm a little kind of weirded out at the fact that Rapoli's been the only one that I have seen posting anything, but yet he just has a stake in the league. Is that what we've been saying?
That brings me to my next point. Why is it that it's Rapoli who's been making the latest announcements, the latest chatter in social media, when this is the league of what? Transparency and opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet we've got players that didn't get their opportunity. We've got people that are not being transparent. And I feel as though one or two things are happening. Either Rapoli saying, no, let me do it. I've got the Midas touch. I'm the one that's taken nothing and built it into a mega billion-dollar industry. Everything this guy touches doesn't turn to gold. It turns to platinum,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if he's telling them not to, or if they're just not doing it, waiting for the failure. Either way, it will make for a great 2026 season.
I think a lot of it is because it's business, right? That's just
Yeah.
the world of business. But in the world of business, I just feel like, yeah, you have to have all your ducks in a row or whatever. But this has already been established. XFL, UFL has been around now for a few seasons, okay? Which means there's a fan base already collectively there, okay? So while we're in this limbo of things changing, and we're only seeing one person representing that entire league speaking out whenever he wants to, or whenever he has a little piece of something, is that enough? Is that enough? I'm not answering that question. Is that enough? This is
I don't
me
know.
asking fans. This is me asking all of you out there in Amber. Is that enough to keep you engaged in this league ongoing?
I will say Rapoli needs to take advantage of the free marketing that he's getting when it comes to these podcasts, because this is going to be the future. He needs to get them in while the getting in's good. I think waiting to announce things is leading to most of these rumors and conspiracy theories. However, you've got certain confirmations. Season ticket holders getting their deposits back. You've got Teamwork Online listing jobs for all of these particular cities where some of the cities are not included just yet. You've got certain logos on websites being shown and others not being shown. So it raises the speculation. It allows for intrigue.
Well, when he went on the radio show and was talking about Birmingham staying, he said Birmingham is staying and Birmingham is here to stay. So that's a pretty strong statement. And everyone can receive that how they want to receive that.
I'd like to know how many
the fans think Birmingham's not ever going to go.
I'd like to see how many season tickets they got, because he issued a challenge. My question is, was the challenge answered and received and fulfilled?
But can I ask a question? That's what irritates me. That's what irritates me right there, is the fan engagement. What he did was exactly what we have been saying for months and months and months. You get the fans engaged and get the fans involved. They will fight for it. They will stay for what? Because they love football. And he did just that. He went on and said, okay, we need this amount of season tickets. We need this, this, and this. You guys do that. Your team's here. What did everyone do from that city? They all rallied, made it happen, and now that team is staying.
Did they, though? What are the ticket sales? Nobody's released a number. I haven't seen a number. Have you?
But what I'm saying is you put these challenges out there. You have to extend these challenges.
You get the engagement.
To all.
I will say that because
you do that for Michigan, though.
He issued it to one team, and who else took the challenge? Houston started issuing. I saw all kinds of videos from super fans.
But he issued it to Michigan too.
I haven't heard anything from Michigan. I haven't heard it. I'd like to see how it goes. I'd like to see AJ McCarron up here as a guest. I want to thank Dede Bonner. Sorry, I keep wanting to say McCarron, and I know that's not the case. Miss Dede Bonner, thank you so much for showing up.
Oh, wait.
Showing out.
Are you closing this up?
I'm not. I'm just saying thank you.
Oh,
I'm getting my thank yous out. I want to thank the UFL for keeping the engagement going. Mr. Michael Poli, thank you so much for keeping the engagement going. I appreciate it all. And before I do close it out, Miss Amanda, you got anything you want to say?
Well, yeah, I got two things to say. First of all, I'm not going to address the Iowa versus Iowa State game because I'm over that already. I mean, congratulations to Coach Beck and Deanne and Rocco Beck on that amazing game for them. I'm happy for them. I have to say, all those naysayers out there about JJ McCarthy, you like that? You like that? You like that? Okay. No. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I am not a Bears fan at all. I know it's only week 1, but I wanted to bring that up because it's the Bears.
The Bears.
Anyway, and also, yes, thank you so much to Dede McCarron for coming on. And thank you again to St. Louis Slam for having us a part of the cut-a-thon. We did raise $900 that was transferred over to them for the St. Jude's Walk, which is this Saturday. So definitely go online to their page as well, St. Louis Slam page. Join their team if you would like. The walk is this Saturday. They are taking donations still for that as well. So please sign up if you can.
Chip in.
Other than that, what?
Walk it on out, guys. And we're going to walk ourselves out of yet another wonderful show.
And one last thing.
Oh,
Please keep my dad, Ed Ployer, in your thoughts and prayers. On Monday, he will be undergoing surgery. And say the least, I'm very nervous. But the good Lord upstairs is on my side with that one. And so we will be just fine. And he is a strong, strong man. So yes. So please send your thoughts and prayers to my dad for that. Thank you.
Positive energies.
Yes. Yes.
We will,
anything else for you, Amber?
No, I'm good as gold as far as I know. Waiting for next week. We'll see how it goes. Until then, guys, we are your #1 women's football podcast. Everything woman, everything football. It is the A-Team. I am Amber. That right there is my better counterpart, Amanda. No. And we guys will see you all next week, 7 p.m., same time.
We're here. Bye.
Be safe.